Yo, what's going on, everybody? Back, Ryjack here, doing another live stream, another video on Man City. Today, we have a preview of course, our FA Cup weekend match with Leyton Orient, the League One side. We will be going to their home ground, so not at the Etihad this time. We recently, our last game in the FA Cup was Salford, 8-0, no drama, all chill. So hoping, of course, for another one of those type of games. This one against Salford being League Two. This is a small step up to League One. Leyton Orient are doing pretty well. They're in sixth currently, so maybe they're championship type level. So not one to underestimate, and think it's just going to be chill and easy. But again, definitely a game where we should be looking to rest some players and should be expected to get a comfortable win, I would say. The FA Cup may be our only opportunity at silverware this year. Of course, we all know next week, first leg, Real Madrid Champions League playoffs. Huge one. Going to be tough. I don't know if we've got the quality this year, unfortunately, to go very far in the Champions League. And Premier League, for me, just getting top 5, top 4 is most important, of course. But again, FA Cup, we could win, and we could get some silverware there. So need to get the game done and nice and early, hopefully. I will pull up the preview screen here. What we're looking at. Of course, it will be 7:15 a.m. for me. Nice and early, but no problems. Of course, I'll be doing a live watch along. I'll probably go live 7:05 in the morning, ready with my coffee over here in the United States. Very excited, of course. Love doing the watch-alongs with you guys. So anyone who was asking, basically every weekend that there's a game, I'll do a watch-along as long as I can. Midweek is kind of hard. Most of our games are, if they're at midweek, I'm at work. So I'm unable to do that. Anyway, this is what we are looking at here as far as injured players. Now, there was recently today a report that Doku, Nathan Ake, and Ruben Diaz were all in training, but that is maybe just today, so I doubt, 1 day, 2 days of training is enough to get them ready for this game. Oscar Bob, however, has been training for quite some time. It's probably been a month, maybe even a little bit longer, so it's possible he features in this game. It says mid-February, and we are obviously not quite to mid-February yet, but I expect Oscar Bob to get an appearance. I wish it was a start. I'd be thrilled if he started. Uncertain on if it will be. Of course, I will get into my lineup prediction here in just a moment. I won't lie, I don't have a clue who any of these Leyton Orient players are. I don't get the lower leagues here in the United States. I don't get to watch them, unfortunately. So, Leyton Orient, I'm sure you've got a ton of awesome players, and, all respect to you guys, but I've got no clue. So, going through their team is not going to be super insightful, I would say. But I'm sure they're going to take this as a cup final. The FA Cup is huge for these lower league sides, and they're going to put in a shift and try to get a 0-0 maybe and go to penalties. Who knows? Something like that could happen. Form-wise, City, of course, coming off one of the worst performances I've seen in my lifetime watching Manchester City. The last 30 minutes against Arsenal were so poor. I talked about it in our live stream the other day. Just terrible, awful. Put that behind us. Flush it, is what it is. They recently lost to Stockport and have beaten Exeter and Reading recently. They haven't played anyone like us, and we haven't really played anyone like them except for Salford, who they are probably better than in general. Now, if we want to look at a lineup, we'll pull this up here, and we can do that together. In goal, there are reports that Ederson is back in training, but again, this is a cup, so I'm going to go with Stefan Ortega because Ederson's unfit. We might as well just go with Ortega, even though he had one of his worst performances in a City shirt against Arsenal. Ederson doesn't play in the cups. Ortega is our number 2. As I have mentioned many times, Ortega's not as good as Ederson, so he gets the cup start. Now, the backline is really interesting because we could see a lot of chopping and changing here with some of the new guys, and that's what I hope to see. There are a few candidates for the center back roles. I don't want to see Vardiol play this game, and he's, I think, second most in minutes on our team to Holland. So those two guys certainly need a break and need a rest, as Real Madrid is on Tuesday. I can't overstate how important the first leg of the Real Madrid tie is. If we don't go into the second leg with probably a goal advantage at the minimum, it's going to be really tough to go to the Bernabeu and get a really good result with the way the team is. Unfortunate, that's just the way it is. So I'm debating a couple things in the back line here. I think Rico Lewis definitely starts. Now, does he start at right back or left back? I'm not entirely sure. I think in my head he is going to go with Rico at right back, probably. Which means my left back is unfortunately a little underwhelming in my mind. I'd much rather have O'Reilly in the midfield, but in the FA Cup against Salford, he did play left back, was great, one of the best players on the pitch, maybe even man of the match. Now, I would love it if he's in midfield, Rico's over on the left, and then, I don't know, Husanov is on the right, or Nunez is on the right, or Vitor Heiss is on the right. That would be great. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm not sure if it's wise to throw one of these kids, Kusanov or Rice, at right back if they are more natural center backs. You know, could see a seasoned center back in Akanji getting a game, but again, he's been pretty poor lately. I would hope he gets a rest and is not featured on Saturday. So for my two center backs, I am going to go with Kusanov and Vitor Rice. If they're not good enough to play against Leyton Orient, not sure why we spent so much money on them. In my mind, it makes perfect sense to give them a go. Now, let's see. Vitor Rice is not on this, so let's see if I can find a player with no face or something. Let's just do this. John. He's the new Thiago Silva, so let's do this. Oh, there we go. No face. Rice. I don't know what number he is. I think he went with 25, maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's my back line. Vitor Rice, Kusanov, and he is Brazilian, so see if I can change that. I guess I can't. Let me just find a Brazilian. There we go. Gabriel's Brazilian, so he's my placeholder name there. Vitor Rice is in at center back there. Of course, midfield gets interesting again. Probably going to see Gundogan, I would guess. It's a team that's not going to be athletically probably on the level of the Premier League teams and Champions League teams. So Gundogan's deficiencies should be a bit negated and or a bit canceled out to where the fact that he can't run any bit at all is kind of irrelevant, and he can make an impact there. Next to him, I hope we see Nico Gonzalez. I don't know that we will. I don't know if he's had enough time to get ready and prepped for the game. But again, it's just Leyton Orient. I don't mean to be negative or rude to them, but surely he is good enough and ready enough to play against the League One side. This attacking midfielder role, there's a couple of options. I kind of would like to see Marmoush here with Mubama at striker. I don't know if that will be the case. He did play against Salford, so could be done. Maybe it's not. I'm not sure. But in my predicted lineup, this is my lineup, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll with Marmoush at kind of the advanced 10 shadow striker type role. And, of course, Mubama as the, let's see here. I don't know what country where Mubama is from, but I'm just going to do that. I honestly don't know. I think he's English. Is he English? I'm not sure. But we'll just do that. Mubama at striker there. On the left, I do really hope we get to see Jack Grealish. Unfortunately, I think we are all in agreement. He's probably leaving in the summer, so he's a fan favorite. He's one of the most liked players, I would think, in general, for England and for the City fans. Even if he hasn't been performing up to it, I think most people still like him and would like to see him play. Probably now leaving the right wing position. Probably McAtee. It could be Savino, of course, and maybe McAtee is in this 10 role, and then Marmoush is a striker if we don't want to go with Mubama. There's a lot of options, but I imagine McAtee probably gets a start here. And the one time he played right wing against, I want to say West Ham, he was pretty good. He was pretty good. So this is my guess. It's not, of course, what Pep will exactly do, but this is what I would hope we run something like this, getting rest to key players. Of course, Holland, the center backs. That's what I'm hoping for, and hopefully the kids do a good job and put us through. I'm going to go with a commanding 4-1 win for City. I think the back line maybe shows some inexperience and we concede a goal, but all in all, the attack is going to prove to be too much, and we should get 3-4 goals. I would hope at least. Now, that's it for my preview. Appreciate anybody who watched. Leave a comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 50 subscribers, which is pretty awesome. I'm at 39-ish at the moment, so any more love shown there would be appreciated, of course. Let's do a live watch along, like I said, on Saturday morning. If there's any more news, I'll be back again tomorrow. As always, transfer news, anything like that, City news, I'm there. I'm your #1 American City fan, of course. City till I die. I do appreciate it.